Check out all those colours. This slide is on eating more veg. Now, you probably already know that you need to eat more veg. Maybe you eat enough. But this presentation not only is going to motivate you with the reasons on why you should be prioritising your veg, I'm going to give you the lowdown on different types of veg and their benefits, so you know, based on your goals, what you should be reaching for more of and why. I'm going to make putting more veg into your diet super easy and super tasty by giving you some suggestions of meals and snacks. If you or someone in your house doesn't particularly enjoy vegetables, I'm going to give you some hacks on how to make them taste even better, so that you've got some win-win scenarios and you can plan for success. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you how you can celebrate your wins with eating more veg. So first off, let me just go over why we need veg. Picture here of a woman sat on a toilet. Okay, she's constipated. Quite simply, if we don't eat enough veg, our poop is going to get stuck, which is going to cause poor gut health. So by eating more veg, which in effect is just edible plants, we're going to improve our gut health, which means we're going to experience less constipation, or maybe it's in the adverse reaction. If there is any kind of indifference with your stools, then the chances are there is something not aligned in your gut, and vegetables are one of the surefire ways to improve that. Getting sufficient veg will reduce bloating and gas. It's going to increase your health, your immunity, help you to fight disease and feel your best. Your skin is going to look amazing when you increase your veg. It helps to tighten and tone. It makes your skin's hair and nails look on fire. It is pretty much the superhero of food. So we really want to make sure that we are getting enough veg into our diet. Great, you're on board, you're sold. Let me tell you a little bit more about all of the wonderful types of veg. You've seen in your nutrition guide, I highlighted to you about eating the rainbow. So I'm just going to combine some of those colours for you. I'm going to put the reds and the purples together. This picture gives a good example of some of those. You might be able to add more to it. Turnips, radishes, things like purple sprouting broccoli. You can even get purple asparagus and carrots. Cabbage might be a favourite. Peppers, onions, and of course aubergines. Can you think of any there that you can add? Anything that you particularly like? Any of those that you enjoy? One of the main benefits of red and purple veggies is the way that it improves your heart health. So from a cardiovascular point of view, if you're looking to improve your running or your fitness, then red and purple veg is going to be spot on for that. It removes toxins and free radicals, which means it helps fight things like cancer. So any kind of viruses, bacteria, and disease is going to be less likely to grow the more veggies that you eat. It does this by reducing inflammation. The other benefit here with your red veggies and your purples is it's going to be a bit like the fountain of youth, help you to look younger for longer. And if you suffer with any blood pressure issues, the reds and the purples regulate your blood pressure. Try to prioritise local and seasonal for the cost benefits when you can. I'm going to pop on here. I've put together the yellow, the oranges and the whites. So if we take a little look at that, it has included some fruits in this picture as well. It's difficult to get a picture on Canva that doesn't include fruits. So just excuse the corn and the pineapple for now. Let's look at the peppers. The things like parsnips. We've also got things like peppers, cauliflower, carrots, garlic, mushrooms as well, maybe some pumpkin, anything that you can think that you can add to this. One of the great things about this coloured veg is it's collagen promoting, which means the elasticity in your skin. So again, losing any kind of weight, wanting that skin to retract. The yellows are good for that, also good for lowering cholesterol, blood pressure as well. It improves joint health. So when you're training, you want to take care of your joints. Just going to do that again. Veggies do remove toxins and free radicals by helping reduce inflammation, which is going to fight off viruses and bacteria by balancing the body's pH level. Yellows, oranges and whites are also particularly good for healthy eyes and sight. Last but not least is the greens. So here is a nice picture displaying some obvious greens. We've got broccoli, you might enjoy asparagus, cabbage, salad greens, peas, rocket, kale, celery, peppers, lettuce again, cucumbers. There's some courgettes here. Can you think of anything that I've missed off there? What of these are your favourites? Greens are going to help increase energy and improve your strength. So Popeye didn't get that whole eating spinach for no reason. He ate his greens, it helped to make him stronger. And the reason that greens do that is per calorie, per gram, greens contain the most vitamins and minerals. These are powerhouse of goodness. So greens, think loads and loads of goodness in there. Okay, again, these greens are going to support healthy aging. It's going to help to reduce the risk of viruses and bacteria. It improves your digestion, reduces bloating. So the list goes on. If you want good health, if you want to improve your health, you need to eat more veg. This is like our nature's doctor. It's all this goodness from veggies. Great. You already knew that? You know you need to eat more veggies. Let me show you how. I'm going to start off with giving you some breakfast ideas. So if you're partial to a fry-up, you like a cooked breakfast, one of the easiest and quickest ways to get some veggies in is to add some tomatoes and maybe mushrooms, or to bung some veggies into an omelette. You can put any veg into an omelette. It's a quick and easy staple to chunk something in there. You can have a green smoothie. So think of things like frozen spinach mixed in with some cucumber, which is going to give it a nice cooling taste, maybe some lime, just to take a bit of a zing into there and add some neutral protein powder for the win. This is especially good if you train early in the morning and you need a fast boost of protein and veg, or if you're short on time, or if you're somebody that just doesn't really fancy getting up and chewing on anything, go for a smoothie, no harm in that. Back onto the eggs, I've got a picture here of a swap out using asparagus in place of toast. So if you like to have soldiers and eggs in the morning, here's another option for you to do that. Over to soups. I mentioned the soups and the protein. I'm going to mention them here in the veg as well. Now, a quick veg hack. If you've got a bag of frozen carrots and you cook those frozen carrots in some water, add a little bit of onion, garlic and a stock cube, blitz it with a hand blender, and you've got some awesome nutrient-dense soup. Add a handful of cooked chicken and you've got a fantastic go-to quick lunch. Super easy. You can make those veg soups with any frozen veg. So think corn, think broccoli, think cauliflower. And if you just add in a stock cube, and like I mentioned, with some onion and some garlic, it gives it a really nice consistency as well. You can replace things like wraps with lettuce leaves. So there's a green there, your green lettuce leaves. Instead of using a tortilla wrap, if you want to increase your veg, a way to do that is to use lettuce leaves as wraps in place. Or you can swap out things like rice for cauliflower rice. In fact, you can do half and half. So if you want to increase your veg and you also want to eat real rice, add a half a portion of cauliflower to your rice and mix it all together so that it looks exactly the same, and serve up with your dinner. You can do the same with things like courgettes. You can make courgettes or butternut squash into noodles, which is a great substitute when you're making a bolognese. Or you can replace white potato with mashed root veggies like carrots and swede and parsnip in your cottage pie, or when you're having something like sausage and mash, if that's what you like. If you want some further ideas, reach out. I've also got those recipe books as well that are aimed to inspire. Try and keep it as simple and as close to what you do currently. If you're not too keen or you want to improve the flavour of your veggies, you've got someone in the house that just doesn't like veg, a great way to do it is to add flavour. So I'm going to go through the different flavours, the first of which is how to make it spicy. Now, my dry spice cupboard is absolutely rammed. I think I've got every single dry spice going. But to get started, you can just keep it very simple with things like crushed, dried, or you can use fresh chilies, some smoked paprika, adding some black pepper, garlic, dried ginger or fresh ginger, some cumin. If you like the Italian flavour that you get on a pizza or in a bolognese, that's coming from oregano. So if you're mixing that in with your veg, it's going to very quickly give it that Italian kind of twist. Piri piri is a spicy Portuguese flavour. You can go for some Chinese 5-spice, which will give your vegetables an Asian twist. This is particularly good if you just want to stir fry some veggies and make it taste like it's a fake away. Or add some curry powder to give it a more Asian or Indian style twist. You can be adventurous. Which of those flavours do you like? Which veg would you like to add them to so that you can increase that veg intake? Mix and match. If you prefer things that are slightly more sour, like lemon or lime juice, or if you like fermented veg, you can add this into salads. If you think about pickled or preserved vegetables and added them in as an accompaniment, it's going to change the whole flavour of that salad. It can make a very dull salad come alive. Things like vinegars. I use apple cider vinegar quite a lot. That's a favourite for me, but you can play with some new ones. The supermarkets stock lots of different types of vinegar, or you can just stick to the standard malts. Salty, you like things salty? We can add things like mustard, salt. Pink salt is a little bit more beneficial. It has additional minerals. Capers, anchovies. I've recently become a fan of anchovies. I quite like them. I don't know if you've tried them. Definitely worth giving a hit to. Olives, chucking things like that into a salad changes it up and makes it again quite flavoursome. Or things like feta or seaweed. You might find that if you are used to eating sweeter foods and you do prefer things sweeter rather than the spicy, salty or savoury, that likewise you can add something sweet to your veggies too. So here we've got a plate of roasted veg, and as soon as you roast up veg, it releases a little bit more of the sugars in any case, and it's going to make it taste sweeter, more palatable. So if you think about adding in some roasted veg to your roast dinner, or you can roast up some veggies for any lunch, breakfast or side, whatever time of the day you want them, by adding some honey or maple syrup. Even onions are going to sweeten up the veg. You can add fruit in at the end. Think berries or oranges, or if you want an Asian twist, adding a little bit of mirin into it. A good example here of how this works is Brussels sprouts. So if you are thinking right now, Brussels sprouts, Christmas, or Christmas as a kid when those Brussels sprouts were perhaps a little bit overcooked or soggy, maybe they weren't your cup of tea. If you took them and added some pomegranate seeds to them, it's going to sweeten them, pimp them up slightly with a little bit of crispy, smoky bacon. It gives it a whole new twist. It takes something which, in my opinion, could taste a little bit like a fart, and then makes it taste a lot more palatable. It gives it some exciting flavours. It takes it away from being very boring and bland and being something that's going to create some excitement on your tongue. So don't be afraid of mixing some of your favourite flavours with veggies so that you can enjoy them more. There's absolutely no pleasure in eating something that you don't enjoy. But by mixing some flavours that you do, maybe you want to go for some nut butter or add some nuts. You could just use some olive oil if it's just the oily flavour that you want to put in there, or using a bit of cheese or butter. Adding a little bit of fats into your veggies is also going to help you absorb the nutrients more as well. So it's definitely a win-win. When it comes down to portion sizes, how much we need is in our guide. So you'll have a recommended amount of how many cup of fists you need. So think about your fist. Okay, have a little look at the plate there. That's the fist of veggies lined up next there to the protein, almost the same size, isn't it? So you want to aim for at least a fist in a meal. One of the fists is going to vary depending on what veg it is. So if you're thinking about a fist of spinach leaves or lettuce leaves compared to a fist of carrots, the carrots cooked in water are going to have a higher volume of weight. So it could vary on 50 to 100 grams. But veggies are very low in calories, very high in vitamins and minerals. So if we can think about the density based on our fist rather than the laboriousness of weighing them, it's going to be a win-win. Keep the veggies mixed between raw and cooked varieties. Use your daily portion tracker. So here we go. In green is the veggies. This is displaying 4 to 6 portions. Start with 4, work your way towards 6. Obviously, the more veggies you're going to eat, the more benefit you're going to get from all of that goodness. So don't be shy with the veg. Be experimentative. Go for things that you enjoy. You can use this daily portion tracker, or you can tick off your veggies and track your fibre in MyFitnessPal. You can place this on the fridge. So every time you go to the fridge to have something to eat, it's going to remind you, what about my veg? Have I ticked off my veg? When you have ticked it off, when you've got those 4 ticks in for the day, celebrate that. Tick it off in your app. When you're planning what veggies you want, use the weekly meal planner. So sit down with your family. Make this something that everybody gets involved with. What veggies does everybody like? Choose your favourites. Aim to try one new veg a week and throw in your favourite flavours with the veggies that you like. If you go local and seasonal, it's going to cost you less. It doesn't matter whether they're frozen, fresh or tinned. All veggies are good. So work towards your budget. Put that shopping list together and enjoy. Just going to go over with a quick recap. Your formula for success when it comes to veggies is to keep it simple and keep it easy. So plan ahead, know what it is that you're going to have. If you want to have a vegetable as a snack like carrots or celery or cucumber, whatever it is, chop it up in advance and make it there ready so that when that snack urge comes, it's there on hand. Go for veggies that you enjoy, choose something new, add flavours that you already know that you like to enhance your satiety and enjoyment of them. Eat your veggies before anything else on your plate. Now, you might say this to your kids, so eat your veg first, or it might have been something that was said to you. And one of the great reasons of eating your vegetables before you get stuck into your carbs or whatever else is on your plate, your protein there, is you're going to be most hungry at the beginning of the meal. So if you're somebody that isn't quite partial to veggies, eating them when you're most hungry is going to be easier than forcing them down when you're full from everything else. So make those veggies a priority and eat them first. Track and measure your portions so that you know you're getting enough. Celebrate your wins and reach out and ask any questions. Thank you for watching. You can pause, play back and rewind this at any time, and I'm always on hand to answer any queries that you've got.